Hey, what's up? Rick Dees, and guess who's here? She is not the Biggest Loser. She's on the Biggest Loser, and my dear buddy Alison Sweeney, who I don't know where to begin other than she's a dear friend of the California Highway Patrol.
That's right.
On a very, very personal level.
As are you.
If you don't mind.
No, I don't mind, of course. I talk about it all the time. Mm-hmm. But I appreciate your support of the organization, but my husband is a CHP officer, so it's very dear to my heart.
Because of her husband, I was going 190 miles an hour on the 10 freeway, and one of his friends stopped me and said, I'll knock it down to 100.
Yeah. You were actually like the Indy 500 and what people didn't know, yeah,
well, of course, when we first met, you were doing a soap.
Which I still do.
Which
I'm still on Days of Our Lives.
And then, when we talked, you said, you know what, I want to host something. And I said, well, you could do it. Who ever thought that hosting The Biggest Loser would turn into this?
I know, right? It's been an amazing journey. I absolutely have so much fun, and you're right, we spent a lot of time together, and I feel like the experiences I had on your show and other opportunities like that have really helped me be a better host, better at what I do at The Biggest Loser.
Well, let me see what it is, and I think, Alison, seriously, this is a very delicate thing. When people are overweight and they've been ridiculed all their lives, you need somebody who isn't, I hate to use the word mean, but you need somebody who understands
what they're going.
I've got to communicate with them and the audience on a very personal level.
Yes.
How do you do that?
It's not always easy. Sometimes I have to deliver news that's hard or bad, and I know that it's going to break their hearts, and that's the hardest part of my job. But I think that I'm a fan of the show. Mm-hmm. I love the show. I love what we teach. I love everybody who's a part of it. So I think that I always come from the place of, this is so great, and what we're all doing here is so great, and maybe this is a bump in that road, but it means something. I really believe that. It's all towards an end. It's part of the process. So I do have that part, that good feeling about everything that I do with the show.
What's the most weight a person ever lost? Can you remember?
Yeah, Michael, who won season 9, lost more weight than he weighed at the finale. If you can believe that.
That's you want to say that's impossible.
I know, but he really did, and he did amazing, and I think he lost something like 250 pounds. He weighed in at 220 something.
Yeah. There seems to be, I mean, obviously you're hosting it, so there has to be a lot of preparation for you. You just can't walk in and say, okay, here's what the tote board said.
No, it's definitely not like that. There's a lot of prep. There's a lot of just getting to know the contestants, knowing them, reading them, and just finding out a little bit more about them behind the scenes that I can, then include on camera.
And they have to trust you a lot.
Yeah, they trust me, and I trust them, and it's definitely a give and take. I talk to them about my part of the show is definitely more the communication with America. You're absolutely right. Like you said, I am talking to the audience. I am speaking for the audience to them when I'm on the scale, and I think that they know that, and so I share with them. I think this is what America's question is going to be when they see this number on the scale. This is what America's wondering, And
I don't want to embarrass you. You are, and the first time I met you, and today you're a natural beauty.
Aww.
And it's a double-edged sword because as an overweight person, as someone who, don't you hate the word morbidly obese? But that's what they put on medical records, morbidly obese.
Yeah, that's what doctors term.
I'm sure has looked at you and you've never heard of it. They said, what would you know? What would you know? Look at your beautiful body. What would you know? What would you know about my struggle?
But I do struggle, and not only have I struggled with weight loss, I've had 2 kids. So then you have to go up, and then you have to lose the weight again, which is such a mind struggle to wrap your head around. And then in a maintenance way. I mean, I have to spend the rest of my life. It's not like I'm not one of those people who can eat whatever I want and you have a great body. I mean, first of all, there are very few people who really have that. And so for me, I have to live my life aware of what I'm eating, working hard towards staying fit and healthy, and so living that life is sort of why I wrote the book, The Mommy Diet, is because I have to live that life. And so I thought, if I'm living it and I have all this great advice and information, I'd love to share it with everybody who wants to read it. And it doesn't just have to be a new mom or a pregnant mom. It's for anyone who finds themselves making time for everyone else but themselves.
Right.
And that's what I have to do. Is like I have 2 kids and 2 jobs, and my nutrition and my health could easily have fallen off that radar. but I don't let it. I make it a priority, and I share that information with the contestants.
Because everyone on the show who is struggling with weight will tell you there's some time of the day where you say, that's when I really need my willpower. Like for me, it starts at about 4 o'clock. I don't know why. I could skip breakfast.
But see, that's the worst thing you could do. Don't skip
Really?
breakfast.
But there's a doctor who told me that it's the most overrated meal of the day. That's what I'm saying. It's like you get all this information, but there's something that works for you. What works for you the best?
Well, I'll tell you what Jillian has told me, and maybe there was one doctor who said that, but most doctors would agree that to get your metabolism going in the morning, you want to kickstart that meal. You want you want to have breakfast, some kind of breakfast, and if for no other reason than by the end of the day you are losing your willpower because you are hungry. So a lot of little meals throughout the day is what most people consider to be the smartest way to keep your metabolism going throughout the day, so that you don't start starving your body, and then your body's going to collect and hold on to every piece of fat that it gets. The other thing for me, to your point, I have trouble at night. Yeah. What Jillian explained to me is that your brain needs sugar to keep going, like real sugar. That's what fruit is for. That's why it tastes so good in our mouth. It's because you need sugar as brain food. But, I mean, the percentage is much lower than that. Why you're getting that craving at 4 o'clock is because you're tired. Yeah. So actually those cravings for sugar is a symptom of exhaustion.
Of exhaustion.
Yeah. So knowing that, and not, for me anyway, just the simple fact of knowing that that's true, and not feeling like my body's out to get me, or I just have no willpower, or what's wrong with me, knowing I'm actually tired, I go lay down. Take 10 minutes. Gosh, go close your eyes for 10 minutes and you'll see a huge difference. And if that's not possible, which often it's not, at least you have the mental understanding of what's happening chemically, and then you're not mad at yourself in a way, you know?
Now you know why she wrote the Mommy Diet. She makes you feel like the biggest winner, doesn't she? Hey, Alison Sweeney, thank you.
Always
awesome
a pleasure. I love seeing you.